Discover the incredible creature excluded from Noah's Ark, a miraculous revelation of God's plan. In the days of Noah, a righteous man in the sight of the Lord, the earth was filled with violence, and great wickedness spread among the children of men. God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Genesis 6 verses 5-13. Amidst the rising storm clouds that gathered ominously in the sky, Noah stood steadfast in his commitment to the Lord. He gathered his 3 sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who worked with him to fulfill the divine command, to build an enormous ark. Wood from mighty trees provided the framework, as the sound of axes echoed through the valley. Day after day, amidst the hushed whispers and mocking taunts of their neighbors, the family remained resolute. 2 of every animal, the villagers jeered. But where is this fabled unicorn you and your God have neglected? The question pierced Noah's heart like a sharpened arrow. He pondered the absence of the unicorn, a creature so closely associated with purity and grace in God's creation. Did God exclude it for a divine purpose? Despite the growing storm and the skepticism all around, Noah clung to faith, seeking understanding in prayer. Lord, must we sacrifice the unicorn's essence, which reflects the harmony of your creation? As the dark clouds churned above and the winds began to stir, unease crept within the hearts of Noah's sons. Father, they murmured, do we truly understand the command of the Lord? Has the unicorn's absence been a grave oversight? Yet Noah, with a heart anchored in God's covenant, reminded them of their mission. Before we continue with this incredible biblical account, I want to make sure you don't miss any of these powerful scripture stories. Click the bell icon and select All Notifications. These biblical narratives have transformed countless lives throughout history. If God's word through this story is blessing you, please like and share with someone who needs to hear about God's faithfulness today. Tell me in the comments, which biblical story has most impacted your faith journey? I'm always amazed how God's word speaks to hearts across generations. Now let's continue with what the Lord did next. As the first drops of rain began to fall, Noah gathered his family close. The howling wind sent chills through their bones, and doubt loomed as heavy as the pressing clouds. Still, amid the chaos, Noah perceived a stirring within his spirit. The unicorn's absence was not just a question of loss but a glimpse into the greater narrative of God's redemptive plan, one not constrained by human understanding. Could it be that the unicorn was a symbol of hope, representing a restoration that would come after judgment? Mayhap it awaited a future where all creation, in the fullness of time, would dwell together in peace. As prophesied, the wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, and a little child will lead them. Isaiah 11 verse 6. As the rain fell in torrents and the floodwaters rose, Noah's faith was tested. With each crashing wave, he found strength in the promise woven into his heart. In God's plan, even what remains unseen serves a divine purpose. The unicorn, though absent now, might symbolize the grace that would blossom from the ashes of destruction, a promise of new beginnings waiting in the heart of creation. And as the ark began to lift upon the swirling waters of judgment, Noah held on to that promise. Would the future reveal the mystery of the unicorn, and of all creation's ultimate redemption? The storm battered down upon them, yet within the sacred confines of the ark, hope remained to be unveiled. As the torrents poured forth from the heavens with an unrelenting fury, the ark creaked under the weight of the waters surrounding it. Noah, his heart resolute, looked upon his family, whose faces were marked by a mixture of fear and wonder. It was a solemn moment, filled with an awareness of divine judgment, yet also a profound expectation of God's mercy. Inside the ark, the sounds of the storm were like the cacophony of anguish outside, but here, amidst the gathered creatures both clean and unclean, Noah felt a flicker of divine comfort. He addressed his sons, "Fear not, for God has sealed us within this vessel. His promise endures beyond the storm." Yet, in the heart of the righteous man, troubled thoughts weighed like lead. In prayer, he sought further clarity. longing to understand the broader tapestry of God's design, one that included even the absence of the unicorn. As beads of water cascaded down the sides of the vessel, he envisioned the creature a picture of innocence lost and prayed, "O Lord, reveal to me the place of all creation in your great plan. Why do we not see the unicorn? What might its absence portend for the future?" As the days turned into weeks, the deluge persisted, and the world beyond fell silent, consumed by the water's relentless grip. Shadows danced through the ark, and amid the sounds of braying and bleating, Noah could almost hear a tender whisper in his spirit, a reminder of hope that transcended the calamity outside. It was on the 40th day, as the rain began to pause, that the Lord spoke to Noah once more, "Take now a raven and a dove and send them forth from the ark. For the dove shall return bearing the sign of a new covenant." With this command, Noah felt within him a surge of anticipation. Was this the moment the mystery of the unicorn and the future promise would reveal themselves? He released the raven first. It flew forth, cawing into the vast expanse of grayness. It wandered the desolate landscape of the submerged earth, appearing never to return. But hope remained alive, for Noah held the dove in his hand, its spirit gentle and resilient. He released it gently, praying for its success in finding land amidst the chaos. The dove swept through the air, flapping its wings, and for a brief moment, the skies cleared, allowing a crystal blue expanse to break through the clouds. Then, after what felt like an eternity, she returned. In her beak rested an olive leaf, fresh and vibrant, a sign of life returning to the earth. With the evidence of renewal, Noah fell upon his knees before the Lord, thanking him for the revelation. The olive leaf signified more than just survival, it heralded a new beginning for all creation. In his spirit, Noah felt the stirring of the unicorn's essence, the proof that every creature, even those unseen and unaccounted for, played a part in God's wondrous sanctity. "Perhaps, O Lord," he exclaimed, "the unicorn was merely a foreshadowing of the purity and grace that shall come forth after the flood. All that you create, in due time, shall have its place restored." As the floodwaters began to recede, there was a shift in the atmosphere of the ark. Joy tempered with reverence filled the hearts of Noah and his family. They understood now that God's plans extended beyond their comprehension. The mystery surrounding the unicorn promised deeper truths yet to unfold. And as God remembered Noah and all living things, establishing a covenant by the bow in the sky, would he not also reveal the unicorn's destiny and his purpose? The time was drawing near for history to retell the tale of creation and redemption, where every creature, every promise, would find its fulfillment in the heart of God's sovereign narrative, and the world would wonder at his grace unveiled. And it came to pass that, after another week, the time had drawn near for God to fulfill his promise. The waters were now low upon the earth, and the sun shone brightly, illuminating the remnants of what was once a great expanse of creation. The ark, now resting upon the mountains of Ararat, stood as a testament to the wrath and mercy of the Lord. Noah, filled with reverent expectation, gathered his family as the sound of the receding waters brought with it a strange mixture of peace and anticipation. "The Lord is faithful," he affirmed to his sons, "and his mercy endures forever. We must prepare our hearts for what is to come." As the days passed, Noah remembered the covenant that the Lord had established with him, the promise of a new beginning. He longed to step out of the confines of the ark and witness the renewing power of God's creation. On the first day of the first month, when the earth had dried, the Lord spoke again to Noah, saying, "Go forth from the ark, you and your family, and bring with you every living thing that is with you." With a heart full of gratitude, Noah obeyed. As Noah opened the door of the ark, a rush of fresh air filled his lungs, invigorating his spirit. He stepped down from the vessel into the newly restored world. The land was barren yet brimming with the promise of revival, a blank canvas for the Creator's hand to work once more. Noah built an altar to the Lord and took of every clean animal and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings upon the altar. The smoke ascended to the heavens, and the Lord smelled the soothing aroma of Noah's sacrifice. And the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, for the imagination of his heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living thing, as I have done." As the bow appeared in the clouds, a radiant token of the covenant, Noah marveled at its beauty and significance. "Such grace, O Lord," he exclaimed. "You have extended your hand to preserve not only us but the entirety of creation." Yet as Noah and his family began to inhabit the land, a deep reflection still lingered in his mind. The unicorn remained absent in their recollections, an enigma folding into the fabric of time. "Lord," he whispered in solemn contemplation, "could it be that the unicorn's absence speaks of a deeper mystery? What of its purity and innocence? Will the world be void of such wonder in your new creation?" In the quiet of his heart, a response began to stir, and Noah sensed that the absence was not one of neglect but of sanctity, a foreshadowing of a future where every creature would take its rightful place, woven deeply in the purpose of God. Days turned into months as families grew and the earth flourished. With luscious green pastures and blooming flowers, life returned vibrantly. Yet, amidst all this rebirth, Noah felt an unsettled spirit about the unicorn, convinced it was not merely forgotten but rather awaited a grand reveal, a time when its significance would be unveiled in the fullness of God's sovereign plan. And as he looked upon the heavens, sparkling with stars, a whisper filled the air. "The time shall come when even the creatures of purity shall return, a revelation woven in the promise of new beginnings, a testament to my unfathomable love." So Noah waited, with hope anchored in the faithfulness of God, knowing that the story of creation, redemption, and restoration would unfold beyond his understanding, revealing yet more about God's divine tapestry through the ages. As days turned into months, Noah and his family began to comprehend the fruits of their labor, tending to the newly restored land. Fields of grain swayed in the gentle breeze, and flocks of livestock grazed contentedly beneath the warm sun. The world flourished under their stewardship, yet a tethered sense of wonder remained lodged in Noah's heart. He kept asking, "What of the unicorn, O Lord? Where is that glorious being that once roamed this earth? What lesson does its absence convey?" Then one day, while roaming the place where he had first built the altar, Noah heard a sound, a stirring of branches and leaves swaying in rhythm with a cadence of footsteps. Curious, he drew his sons close, motioning for silence. Their eyes were wide, fixed on the thicket where the noise emanated. "Listen," Noah urged, tinged with both excitement and trepidation. The rustling ceased abruptly, and from out of the underbrush stepped a creature of unparalleled beauty, a magnificent horse with a spiraling horn upon its brow, radiant in its presence. The children gasped, clenching one another's hands, while Noah fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the sight. "I stand in the presence of purity," he breathed, realizing this was no ordinary being. The unicorn approached cautiously, lowering its head as if to acknowledge the reverence within Noah's heart. "What manner of creature are you?" Noah whispered, his voice trembling with awe. The creature responded with a gentle whinny, a sound sweet as the finest music, and within Noah's spirit, a flood of understanding surged forth. In that moment, the absence was no longer hollow, it was filled with divine intent. As the unicorn neared, a light shimmered around it as if heaven itself had poured out its glory. Noah felt a surge of emotions. "Why have you come?" He spoke again. "Are you a sign from the Lord?" At that instant, a voice, deep and resonating, filled the air as though it echoed from the heavens. "Noah, behold! The time has come for the unveiling of purity and innocence, a resurgence of what was lost. This unicorn is a witness to my covenant. It signifies that my creation is redeemed, and that purity shall not vanish from the earth." Joy swelled within Noah's heart at the revelation. "O Lord, your promises never falter. Yet, I ponder, what is your purpose in this majestic being?" The voice continued, enveloping him in wisdom. "In the days ahead, when hearts turn away from righteousness, know that the unicorn shall be a beacon, calling back the lost to me. Its presence shall remind my creation of innocence and the need for redemption, a living testimony of my covenant that flows through all living things." With eyes brimming with tears, Noah stood tall, understanding unfolding in the depths of his heart. He reached out his hand, and the unicorn stepped forward, allowing Noah to touch its gleaming horn. "You shall not be forgotten again," he declared. "This earth shall bow in reverence for what you represent." As the blinding sunlight cast a kaleidoscope of colors across the sky, Noah's mind raced with anticipation what other wonders might yet unfold. Could there be more divine revelations hidden in the layers of existence, waiting to be unwrapped by the faithful? And as Noah looked upon the horizon, his heart ignited with hope. There was yet more to God's plan waiting to be discovered, a testimony of love that would echo through generations. With the unicorn by his side, he could feel it in his spirit. The future held whispers of even greater revelations, mysteries yet to be unveiled, and prophecies woven into the fabric of God's ultimate purpose for creation. As Noah rose from his reverent stance, the unicorn stood beside him, shimmering in the radiant light of the sun, which now hung high in the azure sky. He felt an unshakable bond forming between himself and this wondrous creature, a connection that surpassed earthly understanding. It was as if the very essence of purity and grace had come to dwell in their midst. Filled with determination, Noah called to his sons, "Come forth. Witness the hand of God revealed in his creation." Shem, Ham, and Japheth approached slowly, their eyes wide with a mix of fear and admiration as they beheld the unicorn. Each boy fell to his knees, whispering praises that echoed through the stillness. "Father, what is this being?" Japheth asked in hesitance, his heart racing at the sight before him. Noah smiled knowingly, a wellspring of wisdom bubbling forth. "It is a sign, my sons. Just as the Lord has placed his covenant in the sky with the rainbow, he has sent us this creature to signify his eternal promise of purity and the hope of restoration." The unicorn pranced lightly, its presence a living testament to faith resilient against shadows of despair. In those moments, the air was thick with possibility, and Noah felt an unction of the Spirit and expectation of more to come. "Gather around, for there is a message the Lord has imparted unto me," Noah proclaimed, his voice steady and filled with authority. "In the days to come, temptations shall rise, and many shall wander off the paths of righteousness. The beacon of the unicorn shall shine brightly in the darkness, recalling hearts back to the truth. This is his leading, a call to repentance and salvation." And as he spoke, revelation appeared before Noah. A great wave of understanding washed over him. "Fear not the trials that approach, for God's ways are wondrous and beyond our grasp. He crafts every soul with purpose, and his grace shall abound amidst every sin." With the unicorn at his side, Noah's heart swelled with courage, and his sons nodded in agreement. They shared a moment of profound understanding, a calling to persevere, much like their father had done amid the flood waters. Then suddenly, the rumbling of distant thunder echoed, a reminder of the power of God. Noah, attuned to the divine dialogue, cast his gaze towards the darkening horizon. "Look!" he exclaimed, pointing with urgency. "Even now, do you not see the clouds brewing? They bring forth rain, which shall nourish the earth and once again signify his promise." The unicorn seemed to sense the shift in the atmosphere, raising its head, nostrils flaring with the freshness of the coming storm. In its eyes lay the depths of the world's sorrow but also the hope that springs eternal. The children watched with awe, understanding the weight of the moment, even as the skies grew heavier. "Remember this day," Noah said, his heart resolute. "The Lord's covenant is ever present, a living testament amidst a world reborn. Rejoice! For we have yet to see the fullness of his plan. What seems lost is being restored, and what shall come is yet more glorious than we can imagine." And as they stood there, united in purpose and testimony, an unforeseen whisper filled the air, a voice weaving through the atmosphere like silk. "You have witnessed but the beginning, for the threads of my plan are countless. There are beasts yet to be revealed, and mysteries that shall unfold in times unseen. I am sovereign over all creation, and my will shall prevail." As the air thickened with promise, Noah's spirit stirred with anticipation. The unfolding of God's mysteries had only just begun, and there lay ahead a fresh revelation that would echo through the ages, a promise that would forever change the tapestry of existence. As the clouds above thickened and the first drops of rain began to fall, a hush fell over the land, a sacred stillness that enveloped Noah and his sons. The unicorn, sensing the divine tension in the air, lowered its head gracefully, its horn glistening as if kissed by the very breath of heaven. "Behold!" Noah exclaimed, his voice rising above the soft patter of rain. "The promise of the Lord descends anew. This is not just rain, but his blessing, a reminder of his mercy and a herald of greater things to come." The boys looked at each other, their faith ignited by their father's words. "But father," Shem asked, his brow furrowed with concern, "what if the world forgets the Lord's covenant? What if we lose sight of the ark and its purpose?" Noah's heart quickened at his son's question, for he sensed an even deeper truth unfolding. "Fear not, Shem," he replied with fervor. "For the Lord has fortified his creation with an eternal memory. Though the world may stray, he will not forget, for he engraved his covenant upon the souls of men. Let the rainbow serve as a testament, but also these creatures he sends forth to guide us." As the rain intensified, a sudden flash of brilliance streaked across the horizon, illuminating the land in vibrant colors. The unicorn reared up, caught in the swells of the storm's majesty, its form radiant as if it bore the colors of creation itself. "Look!" Japheth shouted in awe, pointing towards the phenomenon unfolding. The skies parted, and amidst the gray, a majestic rainbow emerged, spanning the heavens like a divine bridge. "The Lord has responded to your words, Father." Noah fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the majesty of God's promise. Yes. The rainbow is a sign of hope. It serves not only as a covenant of restraint against flood but as a beacon to unite hearts to his truth. It shall remind the generations that follow of his unfailing love. Then in a whisper that carried through the wind, the voice returned, speaking softly yet powerfully, "You dwell in a day of beginnings, yet, a day shall come when these wonders shall multiply. Not only of rain and creatures, but of hearts transformed, of nations reborn. Amidst temptation and strife, the hope I shall weave shall not be silenced, for I shall call forth a remnant, and they shall be as the grains of sand upon the shore." Noah's spirit soared as he realized the weight of the divine message. "A remnant," he murmured, "hidden but preserved. Just as this unicorn shall roam the earth, so too shall my descendants be a light amid darkness." His sons, understanding the call to rise with courage in their hearts, clasped hands before their father. "Then let us prepare," Ham urged, his voice resolute. "Let us carry forth this light and remind all of the wonders of his covenant, so none shall forget our God." As the deluge continued to fall, the very foundations beneath their feet seemed to brim with the promise of new beginnings, and Noah's heart quickened with a singular truth, for what seems hidden shall one day be revealed. Every creature has a role to play, and in the fullness of time, a great king shall emerge from our lineage, a king to put darkness to flight and restore the hearts of mankind. At that moment, as thunder rolled and rain poured, the voice spoke once more, "You have witnessed but a glimpse of my purpose. Prepare your hearts, for greater revelations await you. The time is near when the echoes of my creation shall sing of redemption, and the world will see through the mist what they could not before, the true wonders enclosed within my divine plan." Thus, Noah stood resolute with his sons, their hearts knit together in faith, ready to confront an unfolding tapestry rich with the mysteries of the Almighty, as they anticipated the imminent revelation of God's sovereign will. And as the rains continued to fall in torrents, the earth trembled beneath the weight of the storm. Noah and his sons remained steadfast, their eyes fastened to the heavens, awaiting further manifestations of the Almighty's will. The harmony of the rising waters blended with the sound of the creatures in the ark, each unique voice echoing the promise of creation. With each passing moment, Shem felt a stirring in his spirit, a whisper that seemed to connect not only the frequency of the storm but also the heartbeat of creation itself. "Father," he spoke, his voice steady despite the chaos outside, "if God is revealing his wonders, might there be more than we understand? Could it be that hidden within this tempest is a message we are yet to grasp?" Noah lifted his gaze toward his son, his heart swelling with pride at Shem's growing discernment. "Surely, my son, the Lord's purpose unfurls like the very clouds above us. We must be vigilant to see all the signs he provides. As they conversed, a mesmerizing glow pierced the heavens once more, illuminating even the darkest corners of the ark. In that sacred light, the unicorn moved with grace, its coat shimmering like the dawn's embrace. Suddenly, from the whisper of the wind came a voice that carried with it authority and reverence. "Look among the creatures of the earth, for I have not forgotten what lies beyond the confines of this vessel." They were silenced by the weight of the revelation. Noah, trembling, directed his eyes to the vastness beyond the ark, where the waters raged. "Lord, what do you show us?" he prayed, his heart aching with longing to understand. As he sought discernment, the voice continued, "Among the remnants of creation, I have placed a creature shrouded in the depths, unseen yet vital. It guides the course of the earth with wisdom, yet few know its name. This creature shall embody the very essence of my hidden truths, a testament to my sovereign design." In an instant, the waters before them stirred with new purpose, revealing a magnificent being that rose from the depths, eagle of the skies, swift and regal, silver feathers glistening under the sullen clouds. It swept gracefully through the air, riding the currents that twisted beneath heavy rain, a herald of strength and resilience. As the sons beheld it, Noah broke forth in awe, "O Lord, what is this glorious creature? What wisdom do you wish for us to find?" And the voice replied, "This eagle is a whisper of hope. Just as I have preserved the unicorn on the earth, so too shall this eagle soar through trials. It shall witness both judgment and mercy, and from its vantage, it shall be the eye that sees beyond despair. In time, it shall guide many back to the light, a reminder that my hand shall never waver nor forget." As the majestic eagle lost itself in the dance of the storm, the hearts of Noah and his sons filled with courage. They realized that within the depths of uncertainty and tumult lay the profound goodness of God. "Let us not forget," Ham proclaimed, his voice rising with conviction, "that we are called to stand as trophies of faith. As this eagle soars, so must we. We align ourselves in his purpose, trusting even what lies hidden." Noah's heart embraced their resolve. Indeed, the Lord's plan is woven through every creature and every storm. We shall witness the unfolding promise, for the end is far from present, a story yet to be told. In that moment of unity and fervent faith, the rain took on a new significance. The deluge that threatened their world instead became the canvas where God's masterpiece was painted. They knew then that the culmination of all things lay before them, shrouded in mystery yet so palpably alive, a testament that the seeds of divine hope were planted deep. And as the thunder rolled once more, the voice spoke softly yet with an unshakable authority, "Prepare, for the call of the eagle heralds that which is yet to come, a new creation, a restoration of the world. From the heart of the storm shall emerge the unfolding of my plan, revealing what I have desired from the beginning. Watch closely, for the time of revelation is upon you." And it came to pass, as the lightning streaked across the firmament, that Noah found himself enveloped in deep contemplation. The voice of the Almighty lingered in his heart, and he called to his sons, "Bring me the scrolls, that we may sift through the records of our fathers. Let us seek the wisdom of past generations, that we may better understand the mysteries that the Lord has revealed." Shem and Ham hurried to gather the scrolls, unfurling them with reverence, as each letter seemed to flutter with the breath of divine inspiration. Japheth stood guard at the entrance of the ark, his eyes scanning the tempestuous waters, ever alert to the wonders unfolding. "Here!" cried Shem, a fragment of the scroll glowing under the flickering light. "In the days of our forefather Enoch, it was written, and behold, the great eagle shall be a symbol among the people. In flight shall it oversee the heavens, and from its wings shall comfort descend." Could this be what is spoken of now? Noah nodded solemnly, the truth resonating in his heart. "Indeed, my son. This eagle is a harbinger of both judgment and renewal. As the waters rise, we are reminded that God's mercy, like the wings of the eagle, covers us amidst the storm." Then a hush fell over the ark, for the voice returned, clearer than before, "You have sought, and you shall find. Each creature I have chosen carries my purpose. The eagle stands as a witness to the judgment upon the earth, yet also heralds the promise of restoration. Suddenly, the creature of shimmering plumage swooped near the ark, its keen eyes discerning the very depths of the waters. Astonishingly, it circled, as if seeking something lost. "What dost thou seek, O majestic one?" Noah called out, his faith igniting. Then the eagle landed gracefully upon the ark, and with a powerful cry it spread its wings wide, casting a shadow that enveloped Noah and his sons. "Fear not, for what I will reveal must not be kept hidden." The voice echoed through the veil of rain. In that very moment, they witnessed as the water's surface parted, unveiling a hidden truth beneath the depths. Shadows morphed into form as a multitude of creatures, not seen by human eyes in untold ages, began to emerge, living witnesses of creation's glory, each bearing unique and divine imprints. "My beloved ones," the voice continued, "these creatures have not perished, they have awaited this hour of revelation. Each bears a fragment of my glory, concealed in the depths of judgment but destined for a great unveiling. They shall testify to the richness of grace, for in the day of reckoning, I have always preserved a remnant." Noah and his sons beheld with astonishment, their hearts racing as they regarded the intricacies of the designs before them. Creatures both wondrous and strange revealed themselves, and in that sight, hope ignited anew. "O Lord," Noah prayed, "is there yet more that you wish us to see?" "Indeed," the voice replied with thundering clarity, "as the eagle ascends, so too shall many upon the earth be lifted. From the ashes of judgment shall rise a covenant of grace, a promise extending beyond the flood. For I am the God who remembers my covenant and shall bring forth from these depths a new generation." As the realization sank in, a deep yearning flowed through Noah and his sons. They grasped the weight of their charge, a reflection of God's unyielding mercy even in judgment. "Let us prepare our hearts," Japheth declared, his eyes gleaming with understanding. "For what the Lord has promised is not solely for us, but for all creation." And in that moment of divine revelation, the storm began to subside, the winds calmed, and the eagle soared once again into the heavens, a beacon of hope winging toward the dawn of a new covenant. Thus spoke the voice, "Behold, the time is coming when all the earth shall be restored, and the cry of the eagle will resonate through generations. A new creation awaits, nurtured in the hearts of those who believe. The manifold wisdom of God shall be known." A lingering silence filled the ark, brimming with expectation, a gentle stirring of the Spirit assuring them that a divine purpose awaited its full unveiling, one that even they could scarcely comprehend. And as the echoes of the eagle's wings faded into the skies, Noah turned to his sons, their faces illuminated by the flickering light within the ark. "We stand on the precipice of a new beginning," he declared, his voice steady and full of conviction. "Let us prepare ourselves to receive the fullness of the Lord's revelation." Shem, whose heart burned with desire for understanding, replied, "Father, what shall we do? How can we be stewards of this covenant that God has set before us?" "First, we must show faithfulness in the small things," Noah instructed, his eyes reflecting the weight of divine calling. "The creatures that have emerged possess stories untold. They are entrusted to us not merely for preservation but for a greater purpose that transcends this very moment." As they contemplated the unfolding revelation, a sudden quaking rumbled beneath their feet, and the water began to swirl with renewed vigor. Japheth rushed to the entrance, peering out into the vastness that surrounded them. "Do you see that, Father? The surface churns as if something greater is about to be revealed." The voice spoke once more, reverberating with authority and raw power, "Fear not, for I conceal nothing from you. It is the unveiling of both the heavens and the earth. Listen well, for the layers of my purpose are being drawn back." In vivid brilliance, the waters parted, creating a passage through which magnificent forms emerged. From the depths of the swirling chaos came forth creatures overlooked and forgotten, the great Leviathan and serpentine wonders, representing chaos subdued by divine authority. "Who are these, O Lord?" Noah inquired with awe. "They have remained hidden for ages. They are my wonders," the voice proclaimed, its weight manifesting in every grain of the world. They bear my signature, yet have not been seen by flesh since the days of the creation. They reflect my might and demonstrate the dualities of creation: strength and grace, terror and beauty. Each creature is a testimony to my creative power, shadowed by the fall of man. In hushed reverence, the family beheld how these ancient beings stirred the waters, weaving through the depths. Their forms, majestic yet serene, ignited a fire within Noah's heart, knowing his role was not only to preserve but to proclaim the glory of God. Lord, Noah prayed earnestly, how shall we communicate the truth of these wonders to generations yet to come? With faith as your anchor, came the response, and the scroll of your fathers as your guide. For in your hands, you hold the history of creation. Let this be a living testament, whispered through the laps and bounds of the earth, affirming my providence. With a fathomless promise lingering in the air, the once troubled storm calmed entirely, surrendering to a profound evenness that swept over the ark. The creatures submerged into stillness, echoing a solemn harmony that resonated through the spirits of Noah and his sons. Then we shall embark on this sacred task, declared Shem, determination surging through him. We will carry forth the word of the Lord to the remnant of humanity and those yet to be born. Our lives will be a mirror reflecting his grace. Indeed, a remnant shall remain, the voice assured, and from it springs forth life anew. For as I have sealed the waters above and below in covenant, a sign shall follow: a rainbow upon the horizon, the emblem of my promise never to forsake the earth again. With hearts intertwined in purpose and anticipation, they began to prepare the scrolls that would one day deliver God's message and manifest the wonders of his creation. Little did they know, the covenant forged in that moment would mold the very fabric of human history. As night settled upon them like a shroud of divine mystery, the eagle returned, this time soaring low enough for Noah to discern a sacred emblem on its breast. Thus I shall guide you, the voice declared, and the nations shall see the light of what you carry. But remember, children of faith, when you think you have seen all that I can do, I shall reveal even greater wonders yet unseen. As the days turned into weeks and the skies cleared of their tempest, the winds shifted, affirming the arrival of a new dawn upon the earth. The once raging waters receded, revealing the vivid greens of creation emerging from the depths of judgment. Noah and his family stood in awe at the sheer beauty around them, their hearts brimming with gratitude and reverence. The unicorn, a symbol of purity, grazed amicably beside the ark, its presence reaffirming the promises of restoration that God had whispered to Noah's heart throughout their journey. Behold, Noah proclaimed to his sons, the land is ours to steward, a testament of God's mercy enduring through the storms. We have witnessed both his wrath and his love, and it is our charge to walk faithfully in his ways. Shem, filled with a fervent spirit of gratitude, responded, Father, let us share the account of all that has transpired, so all generations may know of his unfailing goodness. And thus began the work of relaying their miraculous tale not just to the remnants of humanity, but to future generations yet unseen. As they ventured from the ark, a rainbow arched across the sky, radiating hues of hope. This is the sign of his covenant with us, Noah exclaimed, lifting his hands in praise. Just as it is an emblem of his promise never to flood the earth again, so shall it remind us of the purity and grace embodied in creation. The unicorn and all creatures shall forever be honored as reflections of our God's purpose. In due time, they built an altar upon the dry earth, pouring out their hearts in thanks and offering sacrifices of praise. The fragrance of their worship rose to the heavens, and the Lord accepted their offerings, assuring Noah, Never again shall I curse the ground for man's sake. I have chosen you and your descendants to be a light amidst the darkness, guiding the hearts of many back to me. With renewed resolve, Noah established cities to build community, instilling in them the stories of the unicorn, the eagle, and the wonders they had seen. Remember, he urged, every animal, every creation has a role within God's vast design. The purity of the unicorn shall remind you always that something beautiful can emerge from chaos. As years passed, the echoes of their tale spread among tribes and nations. Families gathered under the vibrant bough that painted the skies, recounting the miraculous story of the flood, the ark, and the wondrous creatures. They spoke of the unicorn, a creature born of divine intention, calling forth purity in hearts, and the eagle, soaring high above, a beacon of hope amidst trials. God's plan unfurled like a tapestry woven through the ages, marked by his unfailing love and mercy. One day, as the sun set low upon the horizon, Noah gazed at the skies and felt the gentle whisper of his Creator. O Lord, as time unfolds, how shall they comprehend the depth of your covenant? How shall they grasp the full extent of your grace? Fear not, for I shall be with you, came the voice that once echoed through the storms. In every generation, those marked by faith shall rise to proclaim my truth. I will pour forth my Spirit upon all flesh, your offspring shall carry my message into the world, igniting hearts to reclaim the innocence meant for them. With a heart full of hope, Noah embraced the promise of the future. Lord, he prayed, may we continue to witness your wonders unveiled, for every creature and every soul bears your signature, and together, they sing the story of our redemption. As the years turned into decades and centuries, Noah's testimony remained, a legacy anchored in faith, a reminder in every season that though the world may change, God's covenant and his vision for purity and grace endure forever. And it was in faith, alongside the majesty of the unicorn and the mighty eagle, that God's chosen people walked ever onward, fulfilling the charge passed down from generations before them, proclaiming the wonders of his creation, declaring unequivocally that the best was yet to come. Now, dear friends, let us also embrace the call of faith. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next powerful biblical stories that will fuel your soul and unveil God's profound truths. Leave a like now to help spread God's word through the algorithm, so others may encounter his goodness. Comment below with your spiritual reflections and how this biblical story has impacted your faith. Your voice echoes in the community of believers. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to hear God's truth. Don't wait even one more second to share this powerful testimony that can bring light and renewal to their lives. Together, let us carry forth the message of his unfailing love.